They don't want that. It sounds good.
I've never. Now I don't know
They
what
don't be
narrative.
wanting that stuff.
I don't know what narrative you going
So you don't
on.
want
But
to.
All right, bro.
no.
I don't know what narrative
I
you
don't
be
know what.
going on, Nick.
I'm agreeing with
As
you
much
on
as you
this
be
one.
on the internet, I know we like to say the internet is not a real place, but you can get a lot of qualitative assessment by looking at the internet and seeing what they saying, listening to the music, seeing how these women move, listening to how they talk these days. The type of stuff that they keep saying out loud that they want in most cases is not what they really want. It just sounds good.
They like the idea of.
They like the idea of it, but it's not
feel
what
you.
they really want. I keep saying that.
Yo, welcome to the cave with Mel, Troy, and Lex. The podcast where men can have a safe space. We on all platforms. You need to tune in, hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Welcome to Melody, the podcast where men can have a safe space. Welcome to Melody. Welcome to the cave with Mel, Troy, and Lex.
These stories is be wild.
Go ahead, Mel. Kick us off.
Hey, what's going on, man? It's your boy Melly Mel, aka Melly Badass, aka Meek Mel, aka your favorite truth teller, aka if you don't want to know,
Don't ask me.
It's your boy T.Dot Roy, your neighborhood hope dealer. If you need some hope, I got some you could borrow. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow.
What it do, though? It's your boy, Dr. Life Coach Lace, a.k.a. NBA Old Boy, a.k.a. I'm him, a.k.a. Mr. Big Shot, a.k.a. the man is no relation to Dennis. Let's get it.
What's going on, man?
Where you get a great one
Right,
from,
like
bro.
why?
Don't
See,
worry
this
about
yeah, bro. Like, it be niggas like that.
It be your own people.
It do.
You see? See how people do?
No, you see how you do.
You see how people do?
You remember when I asked, I said, "Can I provide the hat? I need the logo put on the hat." He was like, "Oh man, I forgot it's in the car."
No, I didn't say I forgot.
I went by the store, you know what I mean?
forgot.
I forgot to do that. And it just ends up giving me a blank hat back. But he up in here with a whole, you know what I'm saying? Man, I tell you.
The Heather Gray is nice looking.
I know it look good. See, this is what I be trying to get y'all to see. The vision. I be trying to get
vision
y'all
of
to
what?
see.
Right, like,
We
okay,
know
no,
the vision.
No, you don't
talking about
know
the
because everyone thinks that we've been dragging our feet with merch. And I don't want to say that we've been dragging our feet with merch. Y'all been dragging y'all feet.
You's a
with
lie.
merch. And
You said you was handling the merch.
No, I didn't say I was handling the merch. I didn't say I was handling the merch. I've been
I'm
trying
to
to
see
get
where before I judge. Before I judge, I want to hear where he's going with this.
Everyone who watches Melly D's, who've been asking for a hoodie for forever, who've been asking for a tee for forever, they've been dragging feet on the merch. The reason why y'all don't have it is because they've been dragging feet with the merch.
Okay,
Every
explain.
time I talk about finding a vendor, getting stuff together, what's the angle? Putting up the bread to get the merch so that y'all can have what y'all need to have. Conversation always start off. They always fizzle out. They never help with the stuff. Ain't nobody look for a vendor. Troy got a cousin that has a vendor printing business that could have made these. Ain't reached out to him, ain't set up a meeting, ain't got him on the phone, ain't talked to us about nothing. Lace just shows up to record. Just so y'all know. Lace ain't help with
First
Lace
of
ain't
all-
help with nothing.
First of
Lace
all,
ain't
you a
help with
lie.
nothing.
You a lie.
Lace gives me
First of all,
Lace,
you a lie.
When we talking about merch, Lace gets real active with merch when it's for him. Like he just said, he gave me a hat, he wanted a shirt, he wants some stuff. He get real active when it's for him. Go get a Manly D's chain, all type of stuff.
Do you hear the narrative?
blah, blah, blah.
I'm
He be
mad
doing-
about the
he be
Manly
doing
D's
that when it's
chain
for
though.
him.
Now
When it's for him.
we off
You
for
see
him.
what I'm
We
saying?
on you
When
now.
it's for him, he
you
be
got
real
the Manly
active.
D's chain and
First and foremost, he's lying, y'all. I just want y'all to know he's lying. We have numerous business meetings. Melvin said he was gonna handle merch, right? I know Troy said that he had a cousin that does some merch, but you said you were gonna be the primary contact for the merch because you got the MPG codes and all that stuff.
I didn't say that.
For the stuff. So you ain't asked nobody else to help with merch like that, but you walk up in here with a fresh hoodie on,
that joint fresh too.
stunning,
Still
all
got the
this, that, and
creases
the
in it.
third. Talking about we ain't help when that's not the case. But it's cool though. Now he over here, he could have bought vendors to the forefront. Do you know how much bread that he said asked to put up?
Yep.
Nah.
I did. And I made a whole document with the info, what it would take,
That
how much
was
it would
a
cost.
week ago.
No, it wasn't a week ago. Nah.
It was like 3,
This
actually.
how I know y'all lying. Because there's some people that listen to this and they watching this right now that have known how long I've been trying to get this merch cracked off with
It
y'all.
ain't no
and it has
I,
not
it's
been successful.
we. It's we.
How long
And
I've
So
been
you
trying to
talking
get it
about
cracked
us
off?
outside of the podcast?
and we-
Yeah, you know why? Because I'm using my resources to find people who work in this area who could have helped us with this merch So they've been helping me find stuff.
So why don't you just tell us this how much it's gonna cost to launch?
I did come back and tell you how much it cost. I gave y'all 2 paths. I gave y'all 2 paths for how we can make it happen to make sure these people get their merch so that they can have what they need to have.
You are lying to the people. You are lying to the people.
God's honest truth, bro.
You are lying to the people.
I'm telling you the truth.
I can't believe you right now. You are truly lying to the people.
I'm not lying. I'm telling the truth.
He is legit lying.
I'm telling you the truth.
That's why he's smiling like that. He lied to the people.
I'm smiling because the excitement that y'all have.
Because the first thing you stated was that you was gonna do the research on the merch. You wanted to test the vendor out for the turnaround time, etc. Because you was like, you ain't want nobody ordering stuff, and it's taking 3 weeks. Now with the tariffs in place, it might take 32 weeks from coming from China. This is all that he said. Do you not remember this?
Bruh.
Do you first not remember this?
First of all,
like, yo, you a wild boy for that. You a wild boy for that. You a wild boy for that.
That's not what happened.
Did he not say that? He said he wanted to test out the vendor to see the turnaround time.
The vendor,
I said I wanted to test out a vendor because Troy kept falling through on what he was supposed to do.
Listen, man,
with his cousin who has a print shop business,
and
everything like that. So he was supposed to be on the floor making the connect. He ain't had to do nothing else. Just made the connect, bring it up. We can handle it. Ain't made the connect. You bringing mugs and stuff to the table. No t-shirts, no hats, no nothing. So I was like, all right, I have to go figure this stuff out because if people gonna get merch, what other way are they gonna get it?
Lace, where my candle at?
So I went through. He did promise us a candle.
We supposed to have a candle.
Promised us a host of merch, by the way.
I'm giving y'all merch.
He the one. Don't he be the one? I got a plug. I can do this. I can do that.
We supposed to have our own
which I can.
Which we don't have. We supposed to have a candle, mug, socks, hats.
Now you lying. I ain't never said.
You said you gonna get us draws that had a barrel right on the front.
Said, bruh, you gave a whole list, and that's why I was like, all right, bet. Lace got it. Lace gonna do it.
Is a lying to the people. Like,
you didn't do it.
Crazy. Y'all niggas are lying to the people.
You didn't do it.
Now I did promise a cent. I promise a cent.
Candles,
I gave y'all mugs.
Beans,
I ain't never said nothing about no hats.
Bro.
I ain't never said nothing about no underwears. It's cool though. You got it. Don't worry about it. You got
it. Actually, I say all that to say I just wanted y'all to see this prototype. This is actually a prototype of what I was trying to get because we tried to. No, it is a prototype.
So if it's a prototype, who the hell was responsible for doing the merch then? That proves my point.
What are you talking about?
Exactly what I said. He said he wanted to test out
the vendor. His point earlier was that you are testing out the vendor.
This is not the vendor that I would use. This is a prototype of the hoodie that I wanted to show y'all and wanted to put on display for the amazing people who watch this podcast.
You made that?
For what merch is coming forward. So I just got with a local person who just do it real quick. They don't do bulk. So this is a prototype. So you can see the vision behind this hoodie.
Is that not proving my point?
No, it's not proving my point.
It's proving my point.
This is a prototype. This is not the vendor this is not testing out the vendor. I just said they don't do bulk. Now you turn into the people in the comments. You don't listen. They don't do bulk. They don't do bulk. This is a prototype.
Let's have a business.
Hey, Joe, how does it look though?
Let's have a business. It's fire.
Come on, bro. I'm trying to
We're jealous because it's fire.
Next time I come through, I'll make sure y'all have a prototype as well for y'all to look at. But I wanted to get this excitement. I want y'all to get excited about what we doing because every time I try to bring y'all an idea, y'all act all excited and then y'all don't follow through with it. And I be taking my time, my blood, sweat, and tears putting into this thing. And y'all don't be,
Listen, I can only do but so much.
Bruh, I didn't ask you to make the hoodies. I ain't asked you to make them. I ain't asked you to do that. And then Lace, you know what? Lace asked for some grays and then disappeared. Never sent me the bread and nothing like that. Placed an order for 6 hoodies.
I thought you asked for Christmas stuff.
He did.
He never told me.
I did.
He never told me the turnaround time. That again,
it's not about the turnaround time.
Send me the bread. It does. You never told me how much it was going to even cost.
I did. I put all of it in there.
It's all good. It's all good.
The sizes and everything.
It's
and
all
the
good.
price.
It's all good.
See, that's the lack of follow through. It's cool.
It's all good. You got your little prototype, your little funky prototype. It's all good. You got your little funky prototype.
Yeah, now you know how I feel when you showed up with a Manly D's chain and nobody else had one.
It's the Manly D's. It's a prototype. It's a prototype. It's a prototype. You ain't send me the bread or nothing. I mean, you guys sent me the bread.
You didn't ask me.
Oh, now I ain't asked you.
You didn't ask me.
See what I'm talking about?
You didn't
See what
ask
I'm
me.
talking
See what I'm
about?
talking
See what I'm talking about?
That's how I go.
It's
Anyway,
cool. I'll make sure
I got
y'all
a
get
story
one.
to tell. How about
I'll make
that?
sure y'all get one.
We'll get back to the
Hey, y'all,
business.
just so y'all know,
later.
in all seriousness, no, this is presentation. We just want to let y'all know merch is finally coming. We being serious about this thing this year. Everything is on the way. Y'all been asking for hoodies, shirts, t-shirts, everything. So this is just to create that excitement about that. Be on the lookout. It is coming. I'm putting it out there in the air so that y'all can hold us accountable
So you
to
can
it.
hold
It's
us
on the way,
accountable.
man. It's on the way.
So what's the segment actually going to be called?
Come on, bro. Lace
Hey,
got a
so
story
the
to tell.
last couple of weeks, you know what I mean, since we started off with a few stories about, Ask Dr. Life Coach Lace, you know what I mean, about some relationship stuff that people have gone through, reaching out randomly, that kind of thing. Well, that has taken off. Another individual has reached out, needed some guidance. They wanted to bring it to the table, need some guidance.
All right.
Well, it's more so a friend trying to help a friend, right? So
we're helping a friend
not
help another friend.
a friend help another friend.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
this friend or whatever it has another friend. They're cool. They hang out. They essentially, this person knows a lot about this individual's indiscretions, if you
Okay.
will.
Okay.
So we've had conversations around how long would you lie for your friend?
I got you.
How you riding for something that you know is morally wrong? That kind of thing.
Right.
Well, this individual, their friend is a habitual cheater, if you will. Now, granted, I'm not going to disclose the gender because that will create a lens of bias. But I can tell you this, they ain't slinging no meat.
Okay.
So I won't say it. But anyway, so this particular friend gets a call or whatever and was like, I fell off the wagon again. So you just imagine yourself, you got a friend you know is out here moving and shaking in a negative
Living any kind of way.
Living any kind of way. They call you. I was in remission, but now I fell off the wagon again.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened, friend? Ain't that what the kids say? What happened? What happened, twin? What happened, twin? So essentially, this friend calls the other friend and tells her, I cheated on my boyfriend on his birthday.
Mm.
He at work on his birthday while you out here getting the free meats on his birthday. How would y'all respond to that as a friend? As a friend.
How would I respond to the friend?
Yeah, to your
Or
friend
as
that's
the-
telling
as
you
the
this
bir- as the
information.
birthday.
Well, we can
as
get
the
into
birthday
both.
boy,
It's
okay.
twofold. It's twofold.
Well, my first thought is, and this is kind of like outside of the spectrum, outside of the look of the whole situation. Why are you working on your birthday?
Safety whistle.
Who
done.
works on their birthday?
Grown individuals.
No.
I actually don't work on my birthday.
I
First
do-
of all, I take my birthday off every year.
Exactly. That's a national
National
holiday.
holiday.
It's not.
It
It
is.
is. And the time I did work on my birthday, it was the worst
It's the worst
birthday
day ever.
ever. It's the worst because
I don't care if you decorate my cubicle or not. The day is terrible.
It's terrible.
I ain't supposed to be
It's
here.
terrible. So for the person who worked on their birthday, you probably deserve it.
Golly, dog.
No one deserves to be cheated on. Okay, but yeah, why are you working on your birthday?
Okay, so okay.
But the follow up is, so what led up to the events? Because I will say this. When something like a big event or some type of something that's coming up that makes you feel the pressure, like you got exam you got to take, there's a bill that needs to be done, you got to perform in something, like you feel like a lot of pressure building up and you feel like you need a release literally in this situation, you need a release before you actually get to it, because there's like a bunch of stress or something, you know what I'm saying? And I'm curious to know, for this individual who did the cheating, like what was going on that would put them in the position to cheat.
It was just another Tuesday. I don't think you have to. From what I gather, I don't think there was a reason behind, other than they have these tendencies to do this randomness.
The opportunity.
That comes about. So yeah. So how would you handle that as the friend? You receiving this information?
I'm waiting for Troy's wholesome perspective.
Okay, what is my relationship to the person who got cheated on?
You're
Nah,
cool.
your
You're cool
friend
with
is the
them,
one who
but
did
your
the
friend
cheating.
is the one who did the cheating. But you're cool with their.
Yeah. Your
Okay.
friend is the one who did the cheating.
Okay.
And you know that they have a history of
Being a hoe.
Yeah, in those words.
Okay, so two things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the person who got cheated on. I don't know them. But if I know my friend cheated on their person, they're going to have to come clean.
Troy is lying.
They're gonna have to,
Troy is lying. Troy is lying.
I'm being dead serious. I'm going to have to tell them. You're going to have to
force them to come clean.
You got to come clean.
Tell them to come clean.
You're going to have to come clean.
You've always done that.
Because here's the thing. You've now put me in the situation.
I knew he was about to say that. I knew he was about to say that.
You have put me in the situation. So if it come out eventually, what you saw, wins and losses.
Yeah.
I'm going to be on the losing end of this whole thing.
How?
Because if it comes out and then I knew about it, I can't just be there and the person who got cheated on, let's just say it's a boyfriend. You know,
if boyfriend.
If the boyfriend come to me and like, did you know about this? I'm be like, what? I don't have a poker face.
Whether you knew or not, that has nothing to do with nothing.
That does have something to do with
nothing.
Okay,
nothing to do with nothing.
All right, so that's the reason. The second thing is why are you even telling me this?
Right, and I think
so.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think the reason why you're telling me this is because you feel some type of guilt from it, and you're looking to me to get some type of validation for the reason why you did the thing that you did. And you not
like
about
a cosign?
Like a cosign, yeah, and you not about to get that. All I'm gonna say is I hope that was the best nut you had in your life because you just ended your relationship just now.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to tell that person about what went on. So that's where I
well,
you want them to tell to save you. It's basically what you said.
No, it's not necessarily.
Essentially, that's what he said.
Not necessarily
said,
save me, but I am thinking about the cheated on boyfriend.
Right.
Like you are jeopardizing not just your relationship, you're jeopardizing another person's mental space. You're jeopardizing someone's physical health because we don't know what all took place in the time when you was getting your back blasted. You feel me? So
bada bing, bada boom.
On the birthday is crazy.
On the birthday is crazy.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
You deserve,
I have some more context.
On the birthday is crazy. Because then did you wash it off for later?
On the birthday is
because his turn was going to be later because it's his birthday.
Now here's the thing. This is the third take of your boy T. Roy, your neighborhood hope dealer. If you need some hope, I got something you could borrow. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow. And I'm serious. Make sure you're liking, make sure you're subscribing, make sure you're following, hitting that notification button on the screen so you know whenever we're posting. Continue to rock with us. Share our information with people that you know so they know that your boys are out here having the conversations that we need to be had. This is basically your group chat being done out loud. And we want people to have the freedom to be able to share and talk about the things that's on their minds. So with that being said, making sure you continue to rock with us, make sure you're continuing to share. We appreciate your support. Yes.
So let me tell you this. Let me add this context. The individual whose birthday it was, house in his name, and this is the problem. And I hate to admit that Melvin may be right in some ways.
But I'm gonna say it
because I know where he gonna go. I'm gonna go ahead and say it in the meeting because he said it on previous episodes. Anyway, house in his name. Take care of the kid. Handle his handle with bills, etc. You got everything that one would claim they desire and want, but yet you go out here you're getting your back smashed out on homie's birthday.
And I would even go to say you are showing you don't value this person that you're with,
right?
And because you don't value this person that you're with, you don't deserve the things that come with.
But I can't lose that because if I lose that, now I gotta look in the mirror.
Well, here's the thing. Either you let go of the situation now, and honestly, for real, I would be concerned for her to even say I did these things because knowing that a person did all those things, I don't know.
This could be crash out.
I don't know if it's going to be a Melvin type situation where I'm at the YMCA and I black out. You feel me? You might be dead. You know what I'm saying? So I would honestly say for this person,
You gotta lie.
you gotta lie. No.
You
not
have to lie. I'm telling you right now.
Hold
you
on.
have to lie.
Hold on. But this is what I'm saying.
You have to.
I would say for this person is like, hey, you need to honorably back out of this whole relationship.
They're not gonna do that though. They're not gonna do too much to lose.
Come on, bro.
Come on now.
Come on,
Too
Troy.
much
I
to
done already
lose.
told you that. See, and this is why I be so
to
adamant about
lose.
what I be talking about. Y'all be like, Mel's crazy. Mel's crazy.
You do have crazy tendencies.
Y'all be saying
you do have
Mel's
crazy
crazy. Mel's crazy. But I be talking about what they be doing. This is what people be doing, bro. When you be like, Mel, what about marriage? I'm like, this is what they doing, bro. It's not even me. They are doing this stuff.
I think we all agree.
We can agree
that
on
this
that.
is
You
all.
don't be
This is
agreeing.
wrong. No. I'm talking about on this situation. I'm not
in
talking.
this situation, it is wrong. But what I'm saying is, this is actually what people be doing. When you be like, it don't be like that, Mel. You can't say that, Mel. This is what these is doing.
Mel, first of all,
This is how they live.
you're showing that you have resentment in your heart
I don't
because
have
we're
resentment
not
in my
talking
heart.
about this.
I'm
The
just-
previous
I'm-
stuff.
I'm just
we
saying
in the
it. I'm
moment
just
right
saying.
now.
I'm just saying, she gotta lie.
Lie? What
She
do you
has to
mean?
lie. She gotta lie. Like, don't say nothing at all. Don't
No.
say nothing at all.
No.
Get back to your program. Get back to your program. You
No.
fell
Yeah.
down, pick yourself up, clean
No.
yourself up.
Yeah.
Stop talking to old boy or whatever it is. Try to get back in the game, get your hair right or whatever, but you can't say nothing.
Well, for
Don't say
me,
nothing.
for
You
me,
gotta keep it to yourself.
we can't be friends. Like that's just
Oh,
that's just
hell.
what it is. We can't be
I'm
friends.
with
We
Lace
can't be
on that.
I'm
friends.
surprised that he even said
No,
that.
what I'm saying is, if there's a habitual history of this in which you don't have a pot, if he leave you, you ain't got a pot to piss in.
Mhm.
I don't want to be in that mix because that's just like bananas to me that you continue to exhibit these behaviors, knowing that you
don't got nowhere to live.
You ain't got nowhere to live, nowhere to stay, nowhere to go. You just out here.
But that's on
Now,
them.
now hold on. Now how come you ain't jump on him like you jumped on me earlier?
About what?
When I said because it's gonna come back to me. He's basically saying
I'm
No,
saying
I
it's not-
have to distance myself so this don't come back on me.
No, it's not coming back on me because I don't care about him per se. I'm your friend. I'm just keeping it a being with you. You have a problem. You need to go to somebody's center to figure this out. Because why do you, again, it goes back to you have everything that you claim that you desire and need.
Because they don't be wanting what they say they be wanting. And I keep telling y'all that. Y'all think I'm crazy.
Melvin,
not-
I'm
They
not
don't be
disagreeing
wanting what they
with
be
you.
saying they be wanting, bro. They be saying that.
Yo, this is why it's so funny when people be sending this stuff to me because I be like, yo. Brown gonna crash out.
You gonna crash
Brown
out.
gonna crash out.
They don't be wanting that stuff. And you keep saying you got everything you could ever want in a man. They don't want that. It sounds good.
I've never. Now I don't know
They
what
don't be
narrative.
wanting that stuff.
I don't know what narrative you going
So you
on.
don't
but
wanna-
I,
you don't wanna
I-
have a
I-
house?
All right, bro.
No.
I don't know what narrative
I
you
don't
be
know what.
going on, Nick.
I'm agreeing with
As
you
much
on
as you
this
be
one.
on the internet, I know we like to say the internet is not a real place, but you can get a lot of qualitative assessment by looking at
Sure,
the internet and
sure.
seeing what they saying, listening to the music, seeing how these women move, listening how they talk these days. The type of stuff that they keep saying out loud that they want in most cases is not what they really want. It just sounds good.
They like the idea of.
They like the idea of it,
Yeah,
but
I
it's not
feel
what
you.
they really want. I keep saying that. A lot of them have the mindset of all the stuff, get my house paid for, having this comfortable life and live it. They think it's boring. This is boring. I want some excitement. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. I want somebody to snatch me up every now and again, put me in my place, And they saying all the right stuff to you. Oh, I want a man with this. I want a man with that. He got to be put together. He got to teach me something. I want somebody that can teach me something. You want somebody that can teach you something, but you don't listen to nothing. You want somebody that can teach you something, but you don't listen to nothing. You want you know what I'm saying? You want this Russell Wilson experience knowing that you like Future.
Ooh,
And it's
that's a
so
bar.
it's just like, but they're saying on the internet, I want this, I want that, I want that. Knowing behind
Hey,
the
yo,
scenes,
that actually leads me somewhere else.
I'm
but
just
go
saying,
ahead.
like
Yeah.
it just don't make sense. So
Yeah.
all the stuff that you're saying, like all the reasons why she shouldn't, is a lot of the
No, I
reasons
agree
why
with
she
you.
is doing what she's doing
No,
because
I-
that's not.
yeah.
This is stable. It's cool. Whatever. I thought that's what I wanted. Yada yada.
Mhm.
But what I really like is over here, and the person that she probably cheated on the birthday with is probably more of the type of person that she actually wants to
For
be
sure.
with.
Yeah.
But they don't have the put together nature of paying the bills in the house and all that other type of stuff. So
Yeah.
she doing a risk assessment herself by, all right, I'm gonna go over here, cheat a little bit, hoe a little bit, but then I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying?
But on the birthday though,
I know, on the birthday- I say on the birthday it's crazy.
That's wild.
And that's why I say that you can't say nothing, because whether you say something or not, it don't matter when it is. If I find that it was on my birthday, I'm talking about on my birthday. If there's any run of cheeks on a day, I should be at the front of the line on my
Right,
birthday.
easy.
I'm gonna be at the front of the line.
Easy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, like, as soon as I wake up, it's ready for you. Whatever. But if I'm at the back of the line on my birthday, adding in all the other stuff that
Nasty
you talking
work.
about,
That's nasty work.
are you talking about crash?
That's nasty work.
That's worse. That's what I'm saying. At this point, you got to keep that to yourself. All right, we heard. I know what you did. You got to keep that to yourself. You can't tell him that. You can't say nothing about that. You got to keep that to yourself.
Nasty work.
You got to.
I
ain't gonna force her to tell the truth and all that to save me because I don't care if he asked me or not. You ask me, I ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't know nothing about that. That's between you two.
Right.
She on her own, but I don't got nothing to do with that.
But why do people do that? I guess that leads to my secondary question. Why do people who, say for instance, move like that, why insert others in regard? Because I don't believe that it's from a lens of accountability or feeling a level of we'll just leave it at accountability. But why do you feel as though people feel like they have to tell somebody else that?
What do you mean?
So the friend who cheated telling the other friend, why? If it's not about accountability in any way, why do you feel like I need to tell somebody? Why not just take that to your grave?
Because they probably
it's a feeling of guilt. They
I don't
know
think
it
it's
ain't
guilt.
guilt.
Yeah, I don't think
what
it's
I was
guilt.
about to say is they probably have shared whole stories in the past with each other, kiki, chuckle, giggle.
Oh, so like a soldiers. Yeah, it's like about old war stories.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, girl,
now was she sharing it like that? Was it like a mist of? Was it like a?
Oh, I can't speak to the
based
like
on
tone
the way
or
that
context.
it was presented. I don't think that this was just based on the way that it was presented. I don't think that this was a tell me what to do, help me out type of
You
situation.
think she was being
It was kinda
braggadocious?
just like, girl, girl.
It was Jawan's birthday, but I had
Hey,
I had to go get that Malik meat.
That's exactly what it was. That's exactly
Crazy,
what it was.
bro.
And that's the thing I can't stand. Like what you said earlier, people who desire Russell Wilson, but they act like a future. I've seen it so many times where people were like, I had a homeboy back in the day. He just kept telling me, hey Troy, because he knew I was running Bible studies and stuff like that in college. He just kept hitting me up. He was like, hey Troy, hook me up with one of them girls that be at your Bible study. One of them good girls. I need a good girl. I'm like, but you don't deserve a good girl. I'm not finna make that connection.
Hey,
One,
yo.
Why you don't deserve a good girl,
Hey,
Troy?
yo.
because he wants a. Oh, okay. So let's say, for instance, he wanted a girl who goes to Bible study, a girl who's in college, a girl who does all these things. Well, first of all, you don't even go to work at all. You know what I'm saying? So why are you looking for somebody who got their life put together and you still working on getting your life
Because he
together?
wanted to destroy it.
So why would I link him up?
I agree with you. Why you yelling at me?
But when I first said it,
God,
y'all was like, dang, why
Troy, you talking
Crash
about
out,
me crashing out?
crash out, die.
Because when I first said it, y'all jumped on me. It was like, how come he can't get something good?
But you didn't lead with the fact that he doesn't have anything together.
Yeah,
I thought
he
it was
didn't say
more
that.
so like he go to school with me. He knows about my Bible study. He just want to try to,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Get
You
it.
didn't
Not
say that.
not that he back in Martinsville ain't working at the factory. He wants you to put him on with somebody at the
Context
school.
is key.
Right.
And I've even known I think that's the reason why the Lord had me on my celibacy time, because he foreknew that there were people who were pursuing me who wanted me for who I was, but they did not have the character to keep me who I was or to help me grow. You know what I'm saying? And so I ended up turning away from several individuals because at the moment it would have been a crash out. It would not a crash out. It would have been a decline for me and potentially for them. You know what I'm saying? Because they just weren't ready, and I wasn't ready to have someone who, because at some, and I was telling my family members this. Sometimes we want love so bad that it distracts us from all the red flags that are coming out from this individual.
I believe
And-
Willie
and-
Nelson had a song. Looking for love in all the wrong places.
In all the wrong
You feel
places.
me? Shout out to Willie Nelson. You feel me?
I think so. Real talk, bro. We be so blinded by love and the desire for love that we miss the red flags. And some people just want to love because they just want a desire to love. And I'm like, that's not a good reason to get into a relationship.
But is that love though?
It's not.
And that's what I was trying to explain to them.
Well, I believe, in the book that I read, the first step is knowing that love is patient.
Woo!
But hey, the book that I read says that.
I just want y'all to know that Lace is the second most impatient person on this podcast. Lace is the second most impatient person on this podcast.
Who's the first?
I'm the most impatient.
How am I impatient?
Lace is a strong. Actually, there are maybe we're like 1A and 1B.
How, Sway?
Because Lace is very impatient. You're a very impatient person.
How? I'm
Bro,
not at
you
all.
are very impatient.
Tell me.
You're
I'm
very
listening.
impatient.
I don't want to deflect. Tell me how I'm impatient.
Lace.
Mm-hmm.
You won't even let it get to the end. If you feel like you know where it's headed, you'll cut it off in the middle.
I can't help it. I'm at XYZ.
See,
y'all.
now
he just did it.
I can't help that. I can't help that. I
Lace
can't
is
help
not
that.
patient, bro.
I can't help that. I can't help
Lace
that.
is a very impatient person.
Okay.
I just wanted to say. I just wanted to say that. But it's
Okay.
not about love, Troy. And again, bro. I keep going back to this conversation because this is not a conversation of love and stuff like that. This is literally whatever she's doing on the side is what she really wants to do.
Right.
But what's at home is just comfortable and stable, and I can't get rid of it. So I gotta, again, do what I want to do over here because that's where I get my excitement. That's where I find what I want to find. And then I go home and do whatever it is that I, need to do to get through the day or whatever it is. You said there was kids involved.
Mm-hmm.
They probably have a kid together. They got time put in, all that little type of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's not, I got it over here, but I'm still going to do, maybe he doesn't provide the type of excitement I want. Maybe he's not in the fashion or form that I, want and stuff like that. And that's what I be talking about. Like, the stuff that they be saying that they want out loud, a lot of times is not the stuff that they want. It just sounds good in practicality.
Mm-hmm.
But once they get into it, they really realize, I don't really like this. You know what I'm saying? Or I want to change my mind about what it is that I like. And that's why I push back so much about Troy's perspective a lot of times about just, well, if it makes her feel good, if it makes her feel comfortable, if it's this, is that, if it's whatever. Because I'm like, that's not always a good recipe. And especially in the time frame that we living in right now, I'm not going to lie to you. Nice guys will definitely finish last in most cases.
Mm-hmm.
Nice guys are finishing last in most cases because the stuff that they saying they want, they don't want. And I promise you, if you go look at it, a lot of the guys that you think should not be successful with relationship and getting women and stuff like that, they're the most successful when it comes to the game. And they're rude. They're dicks. They're not kind, like, people-pleasing type of dudes. They're really not. They're like assertive. They're assertive, braggadocious, borderline arrogant, type of people. But they are very successful in the dating pool because although women say that that's not the type of personality that they want to be around, for some reason that is very attractive to them in essence when they get down to, what it is. They don't want someone that they can just roll all over it all the time. They want someone to put them in their place or be a little rough. Like, that's stuff that they saying. So don't take it as me saying this is, they've articulated that more than one occasion. You could watch the evidence of these situations and you figure out, again, I free bandit to the day I die, but it's like you wonder how an upstanding gentleman can't find a quality woman, but a deadbeat with 8 kids can find more women to make kids with.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just because, he got a little money or whatever it may be. Nothing about him says he's a good parent or a good father or a good situation for me to be in. But there's something that's still attractive about it that excites you and you want to try it out. You want to be the one that maybe can turn him or change him or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just...
What was the Tyler Perry movie that spoke to a lot of this with Journey in it?
Temptation something.
Yeah, prime example. I can't think of the name of the movie.
It's got
Fighting Temptation.
No.
But yeah, prime example. But to that point, so the other week at a frat event or whatnot, and obviously there are other D9 folks present or whatever, and over here one of the bros talking to an individual and just kind of asking her, what she looking for, what she want, whatever. Out of her lips came, well, I've been praying the Sierra prayer. I walked over, spoke to her, I said, bro, let me grab you real quick. Hey, walk with me real quick, young blood. That ain't what you want.
What's the Sierra prayer?
That ain't
They
what
don't
you
know.
want.
She was supposed to share. I don't know if she shared it or not, but the women been asking her for it. Like, girl, what prayer did you pray to be able to come bounce back from whatever it was that you was in and stuff like that? And she had been asking for. I don't know if she told them what she prayed. I think she has done it on interviews.
Yeah, I believe so.
Of saying what it was, but basically they trying to say, how did you get you
a Russell? Right.
A rich man, blah, 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 coming from your, you know what I'm saying, situation.
That's it, hey, bro.
Yada, yada.
That ain't.
The one way that you get yourself a Russell or a
you
Sierra.
You got to go through some futures.
You got to go.
No,
you do a little bit.
Well,
you do a little bit.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Honestly, okay. Well, all right. Let me say the one thing I was going to say.
You do a little bit.
The best way to get that individual is to work on yourself.
Yeah, you have to.
You got to do the work on yourself. You cannot go into a relationship broken and expect another individual to fix you.
Agreed.
You cannot anticipate that. So if you know that you are broken in any way, shape, or form, do not start a relationship. You need to get some help some type of way from a higher power, from somebody in counseling, or you need to get some reconciliation or something like that. You need these things, okay? So I was about to disagree with you about the about the future joint.
Mm-hmm.
But then it hit me. I was like, but you don't know you have a Russell until you realize what the future looked like. First of all, I'm agreeing with you.
I was just being funny. I don't even know. I don't know.
I'm just taking a different perspective of it, because when you actually see somebody who's quality, when you've seen something that is, when you've experienced so many non-qualities, is like, oh, this is quality. Now, unfortunately, in this person's situation, they're continuously falling back on non-quality and disregarding the quality, because it's obviously there's some issues. There's a lot of issues in this situation.
But because I know people don't listen.
Mm-hmm.
When you lead this conversation, don't lead this conversation thinking that I'm telling y'all to act like Future and that you need to be Future to get successful, and that all women want Future and stuff like that. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is that a lot of the stuff that they're saying at face value is not necessarily what they personally want. So you need to figure out what the person that you like actually wants. Like listening to what it is that they want and figure out, if that's for you, figure out how to fill that gap or whatever it is, and not just go off of a blanket. This is how I need to be because, this is what women want. Everyone's going to be different in a sense. Everyone's experience is different. Their interest is different. Their type is going to be different. So instead of trying to create this one size fits all approach to your, your dating game, your situation, your life, figure out what it is that they want, and don't always, just take the nice guy approach and try to, finish last, whatever it is. But I'm not saying to be like Future, and I'm not saying that all women want Future. So don't lead this conversation.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, that's what we would hope that they would not.
Just so you can
that's
say,
what I'm saying.
Yes, I'm going to clip it so it says all women want Future.
But I think the bigger piece too is because a lot of what Troy mentioned, and even what you're saying, I think we're all saying the same thing. Self-awareness is key. So if I know that I'm in a space where I enjoy the Future experience, I don't need to drag the Russell through the mud while I'm enjoying the Future experience, because at the end of the day, somebody is going to get hurt from all of this. And the likelihood and the likelihood of it being you, because you are at the center of it, you got to get that right. You got to get that, because that's diabolical behavior.
That's diabolical. That is, I want to ruin my life.
Right, legit.
And I'm curious to know if she actually wants to get caught.
Yeah.
Sometimes I believe some people desire to do these things because they want to get caught, because they want to feel what it feels in that moment. Like, will I be like, I wouldn't be surprised if there was, I don't want to get too, I wouldn't be surprised if there was some brokenness in her past, maybe from a parental figure, maybe a father, in which they never really received forgiveness. They just were able to have, they were just able to run amok in their life, and they are looking for someone to be a father-like figure and to check them in this moment and be like, hey, you need to chill out. You need to chill out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really curious to know this person's backstory a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
To know if there's some
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. Or she could just be a hoe. I mean, I don't
Which some people are like that.
Right, that's true. Some
people are like that.
Yeah, some people are definitely like that.
Why we always gotta know somebody's backstory though? Why does that always gotta
I
come
don't
into
personally
play?
need that because
why does that always gotta come
you
into
present
play?
the evidence to me. I don't need the backstory. I mean, granted, the backstory may have contributed to why you did this.
Yeah, because
I'm the one directly impacted.
Yeah, I don't care why.
So that it really is irrelevant to me because I'm never taking you back.
I don't care what happened to you in the
past. We're not getting back together. This is over.
To lead you to do what you
did to me. This is over. This
that
is about
don't matter to me.
This is about to be a left eye situation. Everything burnt up.
Yeah.
Everything burnt up.
For real.
I think knowing the backstory is okay. So there's two ways in this situation. You have to handle the situation in the moment, and there's a handling the situation for the sake of longevity. You know what I'm saying?
I'm being patient. I'm being patient.
I'm thinking about from the well-being for this individual. Now listen, I'm not the husband.
Are they married?
Yeah.
No.
They're not married.
Oh, okay. Well, that's also another problem.
All right, Dot, man. Put the King James version away, yo.
No, but in this whole situation, it's good to know the backstory because in the moment you're going to have to suffer these consequences. The thing is, though, how can we prevent this from happening later on down the line? And a lot of times, this behavior is in response to something that may have happened in the past.
And I understand that. I don't know if that is the case in this, but who is going to be in place to even navigate what it looks like moving forward? Because if this came to my attention and
Sure.
I'm homie,
Sure.
you're done. There ain't gonna be no.
You're done.
There ain't gonna be no moving forward.
Yeah.
Let's think about what happened in the.
Yeah.
Nigga,
No.
What
what?
happened to you in your past that led you to do this to me? That don't matter.
I'm
Right.
talking about
None of
her.
that matters.
I'm talking about her as an individual, and the person who probably needs to know it the most is her. She needs to know what in my past is causing me to actually do these things. Where did it snap to where I lost my conscience to where I'm willing to risk it all?
Why does it have to be the past? Why can it be what's in my current that's making me want to do?
Okay,
you know
so
what I'm saying? What is?
but we can also
Whatever's triggering you.
yeah, whatever. We need to find a trigger. Oh, that's basically it. And sometimes digging in the past is finding the trigger. But it could also be in the current too. You're right. I agree with you.
But we just acknowledge that everyone who's dealing with cheating is not in a trauma?
Some
people just like the excitement of cheating.
I
Some
agree
people
with
just
you.
want to cheat.
Yeah, I
Some
agree
people
with you.
just like the excitement of cheating.
Why do you like the excitement? That's what I'm trying to get
Why
to.
do people like skydiving? Why do people like racing cars fast? Why do people like motorcycles? Why do people like roller coasters?
There is a reason.
They want a thrill. They're looking for a thrill. So
Thrills come in different shapes and sizes.
That's what I'm saying. So
Where does the thrill come from?
The same thing that may push someone else for why they like to do what they adventurous or whatever it is. Some people are just like that. They will want the thrill of the experience. So that's why they risk it all. Why do people bet even though they know they probably gonna lose? They want the thrill that I might possibly win. I could.
The thrill.
You know what I'm saying? So it just could have a lot to do with it. I know we always want to relate it to trauma or something in the situation. Some people are just like that.
They
Some
just
people
like that.
always gonna cheat.
Yeah.
Some people are always gonna cheat. And it's not based on their past, it's not based on their current relationship, but not like that.
It's just who
space,
they
and
is.
opportunity.
It is something in their genealogy.
I don't know. Okay, but then if it's something in their genealogy that's still past,
Not necessarily. I mean, yeah, it can. Yeah, absolutely. Things can. I believe.
If I come from a series of hoes, then I'm probably gonna be one myself.
And then that has some truth to it. But in the words of BB King, the thrill is gone. Like when are you go stop?
You be coming up with this stuff, like
What you mean? That's a song.
They got a repository of just nothingness.
Random songs.
Do you not listen to this stuff?
I mean, I listen. I'm just saying.
But so when is the thrill gonna be going to do that? Like,
that's what I'm trying to get to.
Right.
Like, where does what is it
going to take?
What is it going to take? You know what I'm saying? Case in point. The other day, you talk about historical issues that have happened in the past that makes you excited to do things in the current future. I mean, or currently, right? A couple days ago, I put in the chat, hey, y'all, I just won another 3v3 basketball tournament.
Oh, God.
Okay. And I had to say to myself, well, part of the reason why I put it in the chat is just so I can hear what Lace has got to say. That's part of the reason right there. It's just to hear what Lace is going to say. Why am I so proud about a faculty 3-versus-3 championship that I just won? You feel me?
Uh-huh.
Why am I so? It goes back to my past.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when I always had a desire to play basketball, don't even know why. When I was in 7th grade, I played in the rec league, but I got asked to play on the 8th grade team. Because they were down on the roster. Eventually, I worked my way up off the bench to actually playing in the game. I actually started a game or two or something like that. Hear me out. So after 8th grade hits, they were like, "Hey, Troy, you should play this year again with the 8th grade team, maybe even 9th grade, whatever the case may be." And I was like, I'm just going to stick to football. The reason why I want to stick to football because everybody kept telling me, Troy, football is your thing. You should probably stick with it. All right, cool. But I always had the desire to play basketball. Getting to high school, my freshman year I did well. Sophomore year I did well football. Junior year, senior year, I wanted to go out for the basketball team. I tried out because the desire is always still there. Tried out for the basketball team. Coach Wells cut me. He actually saw me in the, it wasn't like, they put it up on the board and you see you got cut. He caught me in the hallway and was like, "Hey, you're just not going to make the team." And so going forward,
I can probably tell you why he hit him with that.
Hold on. But I've always had the desire to play basketball. I always had the desire to play basketball. Well, it turns out for me, growing up, I always heard about, and this goes back to my history, I always heard about my father and his feats in playing basketball and things of that nature. And I was like, yo, I really wanted to play. And then it even turns out that historically in my family, my dad played basketball and his 3 sisters play basketball. So it was in our family to play sports. His play basketball.
What level of basketball? I know your pops played overseas, but the other family members, what level?
So my one aunt, she did play collegiately.
Mm-hmm.
I think she might have played for Roanoke. And then I have a cousin who also played for Roanoke too. So
I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Carry on.
And so, yeah, the desire to play. And so what I'm doing right now by being so proud in this little moment is because I'm triggered. Not triggered. I'm trying to get back the time that I missed from back in the day. I feel like I missed out on the opportunity. I'm not saying I would have went to college to play basketball, Lace. Mm-hmm. That's not what I'm trying to say.
I didn't even say.
But what I'm trying to say is I missed out on the opportunity to do something
that you really
really love to do.
And that's why people cheat. They don't want to feel like they missed out on the opportunity to do something that they really wanted to do.
That's
actually a good point.
People
I thought you were
some
being
people
a dick
cheat.
just
No,
now.
some people cheat.
You were.
That's why some people cheat, because if this may not come back around, or I really want to know what this is like, so I'm gonna just do it. I'm here right now. It's right there. I might as well do it. I don't know if I'm gonna get the opportunity again. Sometimes people don't want. Some people would rather ask for forgiveness than permission. They would rather do it and deal with whatever happens later than to wonder what if I would have done it.
Yeah.
So that's why a lot of people are like that. That's what I'm saying. It's not always based on like trauma or trying to dig up or revisit or something like that. Or what some people could be like that. But I'm just saying a lot of.
So what did you miss in the past that you feel like you're gonna miss out on something now?
It's not even that I missed out on something in this past. It's that I don't want to miss out.
Yeah, I just
FOMO. You got FOMO.
Why do you have FOMO?
You don't want to miss out.
People have reasons for having. I have a reason. I remember all my traumas. Lace said this a long time ago. I'm not trying to rationalize. What I'm trying to say is
thought.
What I'm trying to say that there may be some historical footprints in the past that led from one point to where you are.
Which is that can be true.
But there are some people.
But I can tell you,
cheat. That's all
I agree. Some people just want to cheat, but I can tell you why you didn't make the team. Number one, if
outside of being a senior,
the fact that if you were stretching like you was the first time we hooped, you ain't making my team. Number one, you just can't be in my mix. You're not an asset to the locker room,
bruh.
Number two, the stories that you have told us about you being husky as a kid and all that, they picked you because you was probably big.
That's right.
To be on the rec team,
you need a big man.
No, you don't. Not in rec basketball.
No. First of all, no.
You telling the story, but I just let them get through it.
Everybody can play rec, but to get called up to the school's team, I got called up to the school's team. School. Okay,
Lace. Don't take this away from him, Lace.
Oh, all right, you're right. My bad. I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that.
No,
I ain't gonna
do that. Don't. Because he's about to try to take it away.
You got it.
He about to diminish your middle school basketball experience.
I don't want to.
Don't take that away from him.
I don't want to re-traumatize you by hindering your middle school basketball career, in which you show work ethic. You worked yourself off the bench. To start,
you can't do nothing impactful around Lace, bro. You cannot do nothing impactful around Lace. He gonna find a reason. He gonna find a way to tear it down.
No,
bro.
I'm not tearing it down. But the way Troy be telling stories, yo, it be mad funny because he literally was like, "I worked my way off the bench.
I worked my
eighth grade basketball."
It was a story of triumph, bro.
It's a story of triumph.
He overcame something. At that time, it was important for him to work his way off the bench.
I feel you.
Lace make that
and I missed out on the opportunity to win 2 state championships because my class ended up winning 2 state championships in high school. Even if I sat on the bench, I would have
been satisfied.
I would have been satisfied.
I did
because I would have still played football and got the accolades I would have got, but I also could have been a part of the football team.
Back to the story at hand. So I don't think there is a methodology, rhyme, or reason to why people cheat. I think some people, time, space, opportunity, they just have an urge. Some people just carry this type of trait. Other people do it because of situations in the past, etc. But I think the biggest piece is how do you reconcile that with yourself? That would have been my question to this individual. How do you reconcile that with yourself? How do you live with yourself knowing you going home to this individual every day, knowing what they're doing as far as y'all's partnership, but yet you out here getting your back broke on the homie's birthday, with no rhyme or reason behind it. You know what I'm saying? So I think that self reflection needs to happen to come to some whatever conclusion that needs to be had. But it's just a jacked up situation, and people got to be more careful. This is why people don't trust people. This is why people can't have true relationship, because there's always like things like this where you're like, yo, is this real? Is this fake? Is it that kind of thing? Is it a facade? So I think it contributes to a lot of different avenues and how we think and navigate the culture.
That's the reason why I tell my homies, like, don't consume a lot of social media. Because on social media, you hear a lot of people's stories and stuff like that. And then when you hear their stories, you begin to look at your partner like that, or you begin to look at your life in a different way. And then you can't enjoy the very things that you have.
I feel you. For some people, it's like that. Yeah, for some people, it's like that.
Well, I never said what I would have told her to do.
Tell us
when we was
in the last few
waited
minutes.
to the very end.
Yeah, because we was having a good conversation. So I didn't tell her. I didn't say what I would have told her to do.
You did say. You said lie.
No, I'm just saying she had to lie. And I said she had to. I'm not saying that's what I would have told her.
I got you. So what would you? As her friend, what would you tell her?
I'm just saying she had to lie.
As her friend.
As I always tell any one of my friends, first of all, clean yourself up. That's the first thing that I say. Handle your business. Do what you need to do. That's the first thing that I tell all of them or whatever. And I always say, either be all the way in or get the hell out. Go home and do what you're going to do. Be in a relationship. Take what comes with the relationship, or move the hell on. Don't be sitting there, you know what I'm saying, going back and forth, blah, blah, blah. I don't really care about the throwing me in it part. Like, that don't really bother me like that for real. But it's just like, at some point, as we get older, you just realize, like, we too old for that. Sometimes you just feel like we too old for that. Like, we too old to be having this conversation. We too old to be dealing with certain situations. Like, if you ain't got it figured out right by now, it's like there's nothing that I can say to you for real. And then in some ways, I might take the Troy approach and put a little distance, because I'm like, we ain't even on the same. We ain't even on the same wavelength no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's beneath me. My thoughts, whatever it is. So first of all, I always tell people to not necessarily come clean, but depending on the situation, what you should do. Because sometimes coming clean, depending on what you may want to do later, could hinder what it is that you may want to do later. Like if you really want to get yourself clean, probably not say nothing. Probably not the best time to bring this up right now if you're going to really work to clean yourself up. If you know you have no intention of doing that, you might as well just tell the truth. Tell the truth and get it over with and deal with what may come with you. So that's what I would have told her what to do.
Yeah. Tough situation, but y'all keep them coming. Send it to us so we can review, talk through it with the people. I enjoy, navigating these conversations with y'all. So
what did you tell him?
Oh, I didn't tell him. He
was just listening.
I don't know.
It wasn't his friend.
Yeah, this was just brought to my attention, saying that we should
talk about it. What did the friend do?
Oh, it was more so to the lens of distancing themselves. Like as you mentioned, we too old for this. Like you pushing 40. Like you out here moving like this at this big age. Like come on now. Obviously there's history there, but being able to navigate that moving forward with some distance, because you can find yourself on either the back of a milk carton or we attending a repast, because that's just what it's gonna be if you keep acting like that.
My wife told me the other day. She said, in dealing with people who have certain patterns of actions that they do in their life, sometimes they will never learn their lesson until they lose everything.
Absolutely.
And that's sad. That's a sad concept that you will not learn until you lose everything that you have.
3 the hard way.
3 the hard way. With that being said, it's your boy Troy. Life Coach Lace, Melly Mel. It's the Manly D's podcast.
We out. Hit the button.
Hit the button. Like, subscribe, and all those things.
Hit the button.